Oh, this. Let's go. Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the second day of the RAS Secondary Debate Contest. Firstly, if we could have a small round of applause for our competitors today who've made it this far to the semi-finals. There was a rigorous qualification process and they've done well to get to this stage of the semi-finals, and really looking forward to hearing all of them speak today. Today's motion is going to be zoos should be banned, and we've got 6 students today, 3 from the proposition and 3 from the opposition debating this motion. And we're going to start today hearing from Miniger, who is from the proposition, who's going to be talking in favour of the statement saying why zoos should be banned. So round of applause for Miniger as he gets set up, and look forward to hearing from everyone today. It's fine. There's steps here.
Hi, my name is Minaga and I'll be the opening speaker for the proposing side of the debate, should zoos be banned? For starters, zoos are too small for animals to live in. Large animals need more space to roam around. This is how the world works. For example, polar bears have 1 million less space in zoos, and elephants in the wild live 3 times longer than those kept in zoos. Tigers and lions have 18 times less space in zoos than they would in the wild. Furthermore, many animals are dying before their average lifespan. For example, 40% of all lion cubs die before the age of 1 month. In India, there's a zoo called Banaghatta, and in 4 months, 273 animals died. Mimi Bekechi, director of the international programs at the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, explained that, quote, zoos are prisons for animals, camouflaging their cruelty with conservation claims. Animals in zoos suffer tremendously, both physically and mentally. They often display neurotic behavior like repetitive pacing, swaying, and bar biting. All of this unnatural change in the behavior and lifestyle of the animals in zoos shows us that the zoos are clearly affecting them in a negative way. The world has been built up on an ecosystem where everything, and I mean everything, is there for a reason. By taking these poor animals out of their ecosystem, not only are you hurting the animals themselves, you're also hurting the ecosystem and everyone that's part of it. By taking out a crucial part of a food chain, you'll be hurting the flow of the ecosystem tremendously. Over time, this change will build up, coming to a point where animals will start to die of starvation and maybe even become extinct. And all of this because we humans need to see captured, enclosed animals for nothing more than a personal joy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Miniger. Very well presented, very well argued. We're now going to move on to the opposition, and our first speaker is Yash. So a round of applause for Yash as he gets ready.
Hello there. My name's Yash, and in my team is Maxim and Anchi. We're on the opposition team debating against the motion that zoos should be banned. Firstly, zoos promote learning about biology and science. It provides education for children of all ages to learn about animals and wildlife. Children could discover a new hobby or an animal that they'll find interesting and then have a chance to learn about them. It gives kids an opportunity to peer into that world of wildlife without having to actually go to different countries and instead view many animal ecosystems in the comfort of a zoo. Secondly, zoos provide jobs for many trained zookeepers. Not every zookeeper has the luxury to travel to a country to take care of animals in real jungles or animal habitats. Banning zoos will leave a lot of people with no job and nowhere to go. Zoos provide financial stability for many people. Thirdly, zoos are much safer for the animals. Zoos save endangered species by bringing them into a safer but still familiar environment where they are safe from things that threaten to end their life. Zoos take proper care of animals and provide them an enriched habitat that they will live in. Some zoos will help rehabilitate wildlife and take in exotic pets that people no longer want or are no longer able to take care for, saving lives. This also helps avoid animals being hunted and their skin being sold. More than 100 million animals are killed because of hunting every year in USA alone. Next, zoos highlight and raise awareness about endangered species and the vitality of preservation. By showing and teaching about it, the public is more knowledgeable about the topic, and some people may feel obligated to help save the environment and make an impact on the world. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yash. We're now going to move on to the second. Oh, actually, we're going to have a break before the rebuttal. So, what we're going to do now, 1 minute or so, if the team just have a quick discussion about what they've heard from the opening speakers before we prepare for the rebuttal speakers. Okay, so we need to make sure we've take into account what we've heard from Yash and Miniga, and then think about what our rebuttal is going to be. So 1 or 2 minutes quickly preparing for the rebuttal speakers before we move on.
The majority actually showed no positive learning outcomes. Furthermore, Liz Tyson, who's the director of the Captive Animals Protection Society, even stated that zoos present an entirely false view of both the animals themselves and of the real and very urgent issues facing many species. Because zoos provide such an unnatural environment for many animals, you don't learn about their actual ecosystems and social behaviors. There are many other ways to get a better education. Firstly, there's so many programs on TV such as Planet Earth and Our Planet. And furthermore, you can also experience these animals in the wild, in their natural habitats and natural ecosystems. Furthermore, you mentioned that zoos help conservation with breeding programs to grow populations. However, only 15% of animals in zoos are considered threatened by the IUCN. This shows that zoos don't really have as big of a focus on conservation than many people are led to believe. The Independent reports that only a tiny number of species in European zoos, about 5%, even get breeding programs. Most zoos aren't even large enough to house the proper amount of animals to breed them successfully. Zoos aren't planning to release the animals in the wild at any point either, and most animals, once released into the wild, die without human care. Another point you mentioned was zoos give animals better lives because of the lack of predators and the food supplies. Although most animals do live longer in zoos, they live much worse lives as it's really unnatural to the way they live in the wild. Some animals actually even have a shorter lifespan in zoos, elephants, for example. A study showed that elephants in the wild had lifespans twice that of elephants in zoos, which is a huge difference. Lastly, you mentioned that zoos provide financial stability for many workers as it provides jobs. But there are many safety hazards for workers in zoos. For example, in the wild, there have been 0 fatal attacks from killer whales. However, as of 2019, 4 humans have died due to interactions with captive killer whales, and all of them were just at one marine park. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, back to the opposition now. So a round of applause, please, for Maxim as he makes his way to his rebuttal speech.
Hello. Okay. Hello, I'm Maxim, and I'm responsible for the rebuttal towards my opposition. You may think that most modern zoos exist for a pure purpose of child entertainment, but this is a small minority of cases as of late. There are studies at KQED showing how throughout the past couple of years, living quality has improved for animals in zoos. Most modern zoos double as animal preservation facilities. This means that there's a certainty that they will be kept safe and made sure to survive and thrive without the dangers of the wild harming them. There are now anti-cruelty laws that make sure minimal damage is ever caused towards an animal. You may think that that zoos keep all of the animals' offspring for themselves, when in fact they actually nurture and later on release them into the wild. This combats with animals who are critically endangered. People visiting these zoos can create revenue, and a portion of it in turn is used as funding for keeping animals safe. Other recent studies conducted by discoverwildlife.com in fact show that most animals in zoos with proper care tend to live a lot longer than their wild counterparts, 80% to be exact. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to our final speakers now, summary speakers. So we've had the 3-minute speeches, the opening and the rebuttals. We're going to move on to 2-minute speeches now, just to summarize their arguments. So for the proposition, we have Sana. So when you're ready, Sana, if you make your way forward, and a round of applause to Sana as she makes her way.
Hi, my name is Sana and I am the summary speaker for the proposition team. As we conclude our debate, I would like to summarize some of the key points from my team. First, we discussed how zoo space constrains many big animals like polar bears, elephants, lions, and tigers. These factors leading to infant death. Then, our second point was regarding how many studies showed there is no proof that people are getting educated by going to such places. Zoos show a false image of animals and the problems those animals are facing. These animals are deprived of their natural habitats and forcefully put in cages just so zoos can continue making money and people can have their happy moments. In fact, a recent study of 35 species of carnivores showed that living in these confined spaces has caused zoo animals pacing, heart attacks, and early death. We believe television programs like Planet Earth and Our Planet are vital to create awareness of animals' natural habitats without disturbing their surroundings. These programs teach us to respect nature and all its resources from the comfort of our living room. Finally, with this we conclude that animals should be given their natural habitats to live freely and zoos should be banned.
Thank you very much, Sana. Very well read. We're going to move on to our final speaker now from the opposition. Summarising for them is Anchi. So a round of applause for Anchi, please.
Hello, my name is Anchi, and I'm here to sum up the points that my team has previously stated. So, to conclude, we believe that zoos shouldn't be banned because, firstly, they offer education and knowledge that while also being fun and interactive. This promotes interest in learning about biology in a safe and kid-friendly environment where the fear of being attacked by a wild animal isn't a possibility. Secondly, they provide jobs for trained zookeepers all over the world, as some don't have the luxury of moving to an actual jungle and taking care of wildlife animals there. Thirdly, they are actually a safer environment for animals, shielding them from poaching, habitat destruction, and deforestation. Approximately 23.3 million land animals are hunted every single day in just USA. Zoos take proper care of animals and give them an enriched and long life. It's not easy living in the wild. If wild animals get sick, what will they do? They don't have the top vets or caretakers around them that can assist them and cure them at any moment. They have to fend for themselves, and they aren't as advanced as humans, meaning there aren't pharmacies or doctors' offices in the animal world. Another point we stated was that 80% of all cases, zoo animals live longer than their wildlife counterparts. Lastly, they raise awareness about jeopardized species and the significance of preservation, specifically preserving nature diversity, and the world in general, which arguably is one of the most important reasons as our world is suffering with carbon emissions and global warming. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Anchi. And if we have a round of applause for all the contestants today, excellent effort, especially under pressure, especially with the big spotlight and everything as well. We're just going to take 1 or 2 minutes now. Myself, Miss Alonso, Mr. King, we'll just discuss what our thoughts were before. Oh, and Mr. Sir over there, Mr. Smith, we will have a quick discussion about who is going to be progressing to the final tomorrow. But just once again, I'd say you've all done a very good job. So whatever happens next, don't worry. There'll be lots and lots of opportunities, but we'll have a quick discussion now. Okay, 2 minutes or so.
to enter it.
Okay, right, like I said, just a big well done to everyone that took part today. You've all done a tremendous job. There is quite a lot of pressure under this light. I can feel it right now, but you all did yourselves very proud. We have come to a decision, and the judges have decided that the winners of today's debate were the proposition. So a big round of applause. Well done, Sarah, Miniga, and Sana. Just in terms of the arguments, in terms of the statistics used, the rebuttals, but we looked at overall presentation as well. Just about, we've given it to the proposition, but well done, Maxim, well done, Anchi, well done, Yash. We can reveal, obviously, tomorrow, in just about 24 hours time at 10:20, the grand final will be taking place here with the motion, online learning should replace classroom. So look forward to seeing Sarah, Miniga, and Sana in that debate. You will be taking part against Charwatha, Kapil, and Noor. At lunchtime, I'll announce whether you're going to be opposition or proposition, just to give both teams a fair amount of time to prepare. But good luck. And like I said, everyone did a very good job. Very proud of the efforts that you've gone to, taking time out of class and taking time at lunchtimes as well to qualify here in the first place. And there's going to be lots and lots of opportunities, like Mr. King and myself just said as well. So well done. Big round of applause again, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.